Oliver, a shy and insecure young man, has moved from the United States to Thailand. After taking pills and picking up his laptop, he connects with his overbearing mother, who controls his every move. She is delighted to see Oliver and wonders how he is settling in. However, she is not happy with his appearance and asks him to improve it before the next video call. The next morning, Oliver begins his adult and independent life. Far from his mother being neat, he tidies himself up, shining his shoes and picking out a perfectly ironed shirt for his outing. At some point, he notices a cat on the doorstep and chases it away, but soon regrets it as he would like to feed it and take care of it. Later, the modest, bespectacled man goes for a walk with an old camera, familiarizing himself with the new city. He is especially interested in the amusement park, where he sits down on a bench and observes the life of others. In the evening, Oliver goes to the nearest bar. He looks at beautiful girls with interest, talks to himself, and contemplates a plan of acquaintance, paying attention to a lonely, drinking, tattooed beauty. She rejects him as she is not that drunk, but he invites her to his place, promising her illegal substances. The girl agrees as she wants to have fun and cheer herself up. Once at Oliver's house, she gets the expected and takes the powder, but soon realizes that the guy tricked her. Turns out the shy, bespectacled guy is a real psychopath, and instead of a fun night out, a nightmare awaits her. Having contacted his mother, Oliver deliberately drugs the girl with sleeping pills and ties her to the table. His mother enjoys watching other people suffering and forces her son to perform a complicated math problem. After that, Oliver, holding a knife, removes the unfortunate, which pleases his mad mother. Finishing the conversation, the woman asks her son to be more restrained so that the show will be longer next time. After a video call with his mother, Oliver apologizes to the girl, even though she doesn't care anymore. He is forced to do all of this as his mother has him in a hedgehog's grip. The guy has long wanted to stop these crimes, but he cannot disobey the old woman. Later, he gets rid of the evidence by washing the liquid off the bathroom floor and walls. Using a saw and other tools, he tackles the body, after which he takes the packages out to the backyard and drowns them in barrels of acid. The next day is no different from the previous day, except that Oliver now has a cat that he feeds. After walking around town, he goes to the park and takes the same bench he always does. At some point, a girl strolling nearby catches his eye and decides to get to know the shy, bespectacled man. She tells him about her dreams and interests Oliver with an unusual story. Despite this, he sticks to his usual schedule and goes home without saying goodbye. Upon his return, he undresses, takes pills, and contacts his mother to satisfy her ego. Today, she is tired and not in the mood, so their conversation is short. Completely rid of the evidence, Oliver fishes the bones out of the barrel and puts them in bags, which he then drowns in the river nearby. After a while, Oliver begins to paint, which helps him to distract himself from his gloomy affairs. Remembering his hard childhood, he tells the cat that his parents were real monsters. One day, his father set him on fire, and his mother saved him by taking out her husband. Since then, he owes his mother his life and dares not cross her, even though he is forced to become a monster like her. The next morning, Oliver meets the charming stranger again and learns that her name is Sophia. She shares her dreams again and shows interest in Oliver. She doesn't like his hair, so Sophia musses up Oliver's hair, making his appearance less pathetic. Back home, Oliver decides to talk to his mother about the dreams, but the irritated woman interrupts the conversation. On their next date, Sophia gives Oliver a beautiful bracelet. Dazzled by her beauty, Oliver is ready to follow her anywhere. Breaking his own rules, he spends time with Sophia on a catamaran and other rides. It was a wonderful date during which Oliver realizes that he no longer wants to put girls away and is ready for a new life. In the evening, he rehearses a dialogue with his mother in front of the mirror, in which he intends to tell her how he feels and renounce violence. Soon Oliver calls his mother and faces her aggressive reaction. She is unhappy with his hair, his bracelet, and the fact that he is still dressed. The woman is literally obsessed with Oliver and forces him to engage in self-deprecation in front of the camera in the absence of victims. Not satisfied, His mother orders him to find an Asian woman and gives him a few hours to complete the task. Oliver cannot disobey and finds a girl of easy behavior with the right looks. He shows his mother the beauty and then performs the complicated math exercise again for her amusement. On their next date, Sophia notices that Oliver is depressed and moodless. She tries to talk to him, and he confesses that his horrible mother torments him with control. Sophia realizes what it means to have horrible parents, as she grew up in a cult and is used to suffering. Her family still tries to control her life and tell her what to do, but the girl strives for independence and hopes to find happiness with Oliver. He realizes that he is terrible and does not deserve such a wonderful girl, so he runs away, not suspecting that Sophia decides to follow him. In the evening, Oliver is a little late for a video call and forgets to take his pills. Talking to his mother, he confesses that he has fallen in love and doesn't want to clean anymore. His mother is furious at these words, as she thinks she's the only one he needs. She is sure that Sophia will run away from him when she learns that Oliver is a psychopath. Subordinating her son to herself again, his mother orders him to bring Sophia home and remove her in front of her. Oliver agrees and rushes to the nearest bar to find a girl and pass her off as Sophia. Here he experiences an attack of hallucinations and realizes that he cannot adequately meet anyone. That's when he pulls a wad of dollar bills out of his pocket. One of the female visitors gave in to the money and agreed to go to Oliver's house for a visit, not realizing what awaited her. After pretending to be Sophia, Oliver began to lose his mind because he hadn't taken his pills. At one point, he attacked the girl with a cleaver and, after talking to her mother, finished off the wounded stranger, putting her out of her misery. The next day, Oliver met Sophia again in the park. He was in a depressed mood, and she told him another dream in which she saw him with his mistress. Oliver said it was impossible, and Sophia agreed, since she'd been following him all night last night. She'd seen him in the arms of another and wanted to take them both out. But when Oliver got rid of the evidence in a barrel of acid, Sophia had been glad. She wasn't intimidated by Oliver's classes, and she was ready to accept him because she couldn't imagine her life without him. Besides, Sophia understood how loved ones can run your life and sympathized with the guy. After another day, Oliver decided to break with his old life and stopped answering his mother's calls. The next morning, he rushed to meet Sophia, but she didn't show up. All week he waited for her in the park from morning until evening, but Sophia didn't show up. Severely distressed, Oliver became depressed, feeling betrayed and cheated. He soon lost control of himself again and called his mother to tell her that Sophia had abandoned him. The overbearing woman reminded her son that she was the only one who loved him and even took out her husband to save him. Realizing that no one wanted him but his mother, Oliver took up his business again. Every day, he brought home the knave and gullible girls he had taken out in front of his mother to make her feel good. On one such day, Sophia appeared on the doorstep of Oliver's house. She was not at all intimidated by the guy in the red apron with the saw because she loved him and wanted to be near him. Sophia disappeared because of her family, but she managed to escape because love is stronger than fetters. Oliver's mother saw what was happening and demanded to remove the girl, but her son did not give in to her entreaties and ended the video call by closing the laptop. A little later, the couple was engaged in a division by zero next to the body of the removed girl. All seemed to be well, but a while later Oliver ran out of pills. During another seizure, he called his mother and submitted to her again, becoming possessed. Oliver grabbed a knife and took out his beloved Sophia.